some cards here. So Wolf Dog 1, 2, 3. You're chilling with the villain, and we're making stupid bets. Okay, I don't know. What the fuck? Should I fold or should I fucking go? I don't know. Ace. Check. Yeah, check. Fuck it. Okay. Diamond, 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 diamond. Holy shit, dude! I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds. Holy shit! I fucking won this shit. All right, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, I won this shit. I got like 5 diamonds. If you can all hear me, I got 5 diamonds. Yeah. Well, that sucks. I shouldn't have done that. But, oh well. You know what? That's alright. I'm just gonna do something else now. Fuck. I watch something on YouTube. I wonder if I watch something live and I'm live, it'll be like affected or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna watch this stream while I'm live. See if it.
Countries. You could probably call them social democracies at most if you want that, but I still think that's subjective. They're still capitalist democracies in my mind. If they weren't, you know, a capitalist country, I couldn't go to those countries. If I couldn't go to those countries and do business if I wanted to. I could purchase a house in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, and I could do business in those countries if I wanted to. You know, but it's
Hey, buddy!
Those aren't socialist.
You're on your horse. What the fuck you doing on your horse? Come on, take your horse.
But that's pretty much.
I'm stealing your horse.
What my teacher said. You know, he always said that. He said that that capitalism isn't a perfect system. It has problems. There's stupid things in capitalism. There's greedy corporations. I get that. I'm not denying that. I'm not one of those people that say there isn't greedy corporations. There are. I worked for a greedy corporation in the past. I know how these people think. My mom is like a cleaner for these CEOs in Manhattan. My mom cleans CEO offices. The CEOs treat her bad, and they're scummy. They're scumbags. Hey. So I understand that. I understand there's problems with capitalism. I understand there's issues with it. But if you still but even despite my mom getting treated like crap by these CEOs and everything like that, my mom still would never want to live back under communism again. She says these people are scumbags.
Dude, why am I sitting in the train? I'm not gonna go nowhere. There's no fucking driver. What the fuck, dude? I'm gonna blow this train up.
That's what my mom says, and I agree.
I'm gonna blow this train up.
That's it. And I think that a lot of the young people that they say that communism is good and everything like that. They never lived in a communist country. They never experienced that. They don't know what it's like. I haven't lived in the communist country. I've been living in the socialist country, but my parents have. My parents are witnesses to that. My parents have told me all about it, and I know plenty of other people who live in these countries as well who talk about it. There's when you look at these countries,
why is it
that the votes from Cuba are only going one way? Why are there not people from all these people who love communism so much? Why are they not taking votes to Cuba? Why are all the votes from Cuba coming to America? They're coming here because they have greater freedom here. They have freedom to make money. They have freedom to speak their mind and freedom to practice what religion they want. Cuba is officially a state atheist country. You know, you could be an atheist in America. You could be a Christian. You could be Muslim. You could be Jewish. The government isn't going to tell you what religion you can and can't practice, and it's not going to discriminate against you. Discrimination based on religion is illegal. So you can't do that. But in Cuba, if you're not an atheist, it's very hard to advance in the government or advance anywhere in society. You know, even to be a communist party member in Cuba, you have to be an atheist. So that's that's it. Cuba does everything. They control how much money you can make. They give you ration cards. They discriminate against you based on religion. So people, are coming to America for individual freedom to practice what religion they want, freedom to say what they want, and the freedom to make as much money as they want. and get the government the hell out of their lives. So I don't like a lot of government intervention, but it's like...
What the fuck? Alright. I haven't played this game in a while anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Individual freedom, and it's the idea that, like, you know, somebody can come to this country, start out with nothing, and eventually work their way to be rich. I know it's hard for people. And
bitch!
There are problems, sure, and there's people that rig the system.
Come after
I'm not
me,
like there's people that think that it's fair. I know there's people that rig the system, and I know that a lot of, like, really rich elites. When I say rich elites, I'm not talking about, like, the average billionaire. I'm talking about, like, the billionaires. I get that. I know there's
billionaires!
But it's still, we can improve on that.
You know what? Billionaires suck, dude.
In this country, we have a right to fix that. We have a democracy.
If I was a billionaire, I think I would be a little more happy to be a billionaire and give my workers a little more leniency. Fuck it, you know what? I'm a billionaire, so I have billions of dollars, so who gives a fuck if they... it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anyway. So.
My thing turned back on here. Saints Row reboot video soon this week, and I'm gonna try to have it up first.
Saints Row reboot fucking sucked, dude. Yeah. That reboot sucked.
But yeah, the reboot will be up on the reboot should be up this weekend. I have to. It's a lot of work that I've been putting in the Saints Row review, but I'm not gonna get into arguments on what country has what Western country necessarily has the best standards of living, because because I would say that if you compare a lot of the Western countries, for instance, to some of the the poorer countries, I would say that you could say which country has like a better standards of living, but then the question is which country do you have the best standards of living, and so that I personally think at that point it's a subjective thing, and so everyone can be proud of their country, and everyone can point out that each country does like something better than another country, there's people that will say, oh, my country does this better than your country, but then another person could turn around and say my country does this better than your country too.
Oh, give me a fucking break, dude.
Country, but then another country does it better than that country too.
Jesus,
so that's that. I wouldn't want to live in any other country personally. I love America. I love my country, and so this is the country that I will live in and probably die in one day. So that's like I wouldn't want to live anywhere else personally. This is my country, and I like it here. And I understand it's not a perfect system, but I'm very happy with my country as it is, because I understand that it could be far, far, far much worse. And so I've talked to people from Venezuela before. I haven't met them in person, but I've talked to some people in Venezuela from online, and they tell me horror stories just about it. And so I'm so grateful that I didn't grow up in a country like that. So I think when I see it personally pisses me off.
Oh, I got 245 bounty? Are you fucking serious? I haven't done shit.
Stuff like that. America does not come close to being the most evil country in the world.
What?
There's a big difference between
the
America
fuck?
And
hell? Fuck you, bitch.
Or anything like that. But I know the U.S. government does stupid things. I know that. I'm not an idiot. I know they do stupid things. I know they do bad things as well. I don't deny that.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of this fucking goddamn town, you goddamn bitches.
America as a country, as a people, we're not an evil nation. We're
not an evil nation, dude.
We don't interfere in people's personal lives, and so that's ultimately what I think about America. So that's we don't come close to being the most evil country in the world. And anyone who thinks that America is the most evil country in the world, I think that.
Damn, dude, he talks so fucking fast, doesn't he? Shit.
Yeah, there's always a difference.
I
try to always separate the country and the government. I always try my best to separate that. I hate the North Korean government. I don't hate the North Korean people.
What the hell, dude?
I don't hate the Cuban people.
Dude, yeah, North Korea fucking sucks their government. Because they keep everybody in the fucking dark.
Yeah, so it's just that.
God.
This country gave me a lot of opportunity too. Hey, Pro, did you know that the Blitz
fucking won't even fucking let their people leave? Fuck.
So much territory. Yes, I know about that. The German troops gave their soldiers left. That is actually true. There's also talk that Hitler was a meth.
Hey, I don't want to go to my.
Hitler was like a very crazy evil guy. So it's no surprise to me that he was also a drug addict.
Who's a drug addict?
Did you hear about Twitter supposedly shutting down yesterday? Yeah, but I don't care
give me
about
a fucking
I
break
really
about
don't care
Twitter.
about what goes on Twitter personally. And
God damn.
as I honestly don't think what I've seen on Twitter. I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. People think that I'm some Musk fan or something like that. I don't like him, but I don't hate him either. I'm just like neutral. I'm just like that guy in the middle. I don't care. So it's not that I like him.
No, he's like
I
fucking.
could care less of what Elon Musk does on Twitter. And Elon Musk is delete Twitter, and I could care less, really. It's like Twitter is like such a toxic form of social media, and it's honestly Elon cannot make it any worse. He can't. I don't think he can. Like the garbage that I've seen on Twitter, I don't think Elon can make it any worse. So that's just my personal view on Twitter. I don't think he can make it any worse than it already is.
God damn motherfuckers.
Bro, I really want to move to the USA to get away from racial discrimination. Oh, I'm sorry that you deal with that, Hikari. I wish you the best.
Hey, this is my camp, motherfuckers.
I'm okay, yeah.
Yeah, fucking you up, bitch.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I don't care. Honestly, I'll tell you this. There was a tweet that I put up. There's a tweet that I put up a few weeks ago, and it's the last thing I say. I guess I'll probably get off here.
I'm not good with this game
anymore. What I will say
so
is that I put out a tweet I put out a tweet like a few weeks ago, and it pissed off some people. I didn't even think it was going to piss people off.
He's playing the same game as me.
Basically, what I said in that tweet was I said, if you care more about Elon Musk buying Twitter, and if you're complaining about Elon Musk buying Twitter and you care more about that than inflation, you care more about that than the economy, and you care more about that than gas prices, and then your priorities are in the wrong place. And so some people got really pissed off at me for that, and so I saw some negative tweets in response to that. But it was that. But my point is, why is Elon Musk buying Twitter like the most important thing in the world? Why is that? I care way more about the economy. I care way more about what inflation is going to be next week than what Elon Musk buying Twitter. I care more about gas prices. I don't care about some billionaire buying some toxic form of social media. I don't care about that. And it's not a big deal to me. I don't care, really. Elon could delete Twitter, and Elon could even block anybody he doesn't like. I'll probably stop using it if he does that. But it's I don't care. I don't care whether I don't think he can make it worse. I just don't care about social media. I don't think it's important.
God damn, dude!
Just,
you're playing Red Dead right now, and you're just talking about social media. Who gives a shit about social media? Just play the fucking game, dude. I'm playing the game. Oh my god, dude.
Thank you for
fucking goddamn fucking bad.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I don't think you can make it worse. I was making a Mafia story for the online character named Keith.
Alright.
He was an associate of the Leone.
You know what? I haven't been on this game in so long, I don't even know where the fuck to go.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't know if you might want to set this in the Red Dead world, because I don't think the Red Dead world is in the same world as GTA, because New York is mentioned, and New York is Liberty City in the GTA world.
Alright. No, I think they're in the same world, dude.
But your Red Dead Online character's name is Kiki, and you're writing a story about Kiki being in the Mafia, right, or an associate of the Mafia. What I will say is that maybe you could include this as part of this. The Italian Mafia, I'm assuming this is the Italian Mafia that you're The Italian Mafia is very sexist, so if your character is a female character, that might include that as a plot point. Not advocating it or anything, I'm just saying that maybe you might want to include that as a plot point or something like that. Something like that happening. But the Italian Mafia is very sexist in its in its hierarchy system, And so there is no such thing as a made woman. So there's made men, but there's no such thing as a made woman in the Italian mafia. The closest thing that you have to like a made woman in the Italian mafia is like
there's my horse.
That's like the closest thing that you have to like a made woman. But like women are not generally allowed to join the mafia. They might be associates, but they generally aren't allowed to. But however, though, there are some women bosses that were very intelligent people, and they were actually much more smarter bosses than a lot of the male bosses.
I have
what's her name, Valeria in Modern Warfare 2. I actually thought she was a realistic depiction of a boss, because there's plenty of like female bosses of criminal organizations who are very smart and very calculated. No, I haven't done a review on GTA Expanded Enhanced. Thank you, Purple Haze, for the super chat. But in Italy, in the Sopranos, there's a lady boss. Yes, that is true. But I think the lady boss, I think that the reason that she's but the thing is, this is Sicily, so it's a little bit different in America. The one that's in Italy, the Italian boss, I know what you're talking about. Her father was the original boss, if I remember this correctly, right? It was her father, and so her father was like really old, and like
goddamn hat,
and he stepped down. And so
a hat should be on
her father
here.
looks like he's really in charge. He's like the face of the mafia, but he's really in charge. And actually, ironically, sometimes the sexism actually helps criminal organizations.
Go to my camp.
Because what happens is the police are sexist as well. And so the police aren't going to suspect that a woman is controlling these criminal organizations a lot of times. And so having a woman boss is actually a lot of times smart, because it draws less attention to the criminal organization. So there actually have been a few mafias that actually have been controlled by women. That actually has happened. But generally, the Italian mafia does not allow women to join their ranks. But there are some very smart women who have led these criminal organizations. But sexism is like that was like people overlooked like a lot of stuff because of that. Racism. Another topic is racism is racism. You could.
There's no racism, dude. Yeah, dumbass. We're all a human race.
There was a lot of racism in the U.S. at the time before the Pearl Harbor attacks, and so what actually happened was there was a lot of when Japan actually attacked the U.S. at Pearl Harbor. The American newspapers at the time were so surprised that Japan managed to launch this huge attack at Pearl Harbor. They didn't think Japan had the capability to do that, and there's a lot of racism in this. So they severely underestimated the Japanese. They thought the Japanese were weak. So racism did play a part in not being prepared at Pearl Harbor. They underestimated the Japanese. They didn't think the Japanese were capable of planning and carrying out this attack. And what actually happened is when the American media reported on that, they actually claimed they made a conspiracy theory. And their conspiracy theory, they were claiming that the Nazis had supplied the Japanese at Pearl Harbor, which that's
really?
They were allies, but there's no proof that the Nazis had given the Japanese technology to attack Pearl Harbor. The Nazis and the Japanese did exchange some technology, but the Nazis didn't give them technology to attack Pearl Harbor with. That was something that Japan had planned on their own with their own military, and so the American government and the American media at the time, because they were pretty racist, they overlooked this and they underestimated Japan. And one of the reasons they were very unprepared at Pearl Harbor at that happening. But that was it. But Japan also underestimated American manufacturing. They thought that by taking out the American fleet that would that they didn't realize that there's so many battleships weren't there. And they didn't realize the American morale and the American industrial power, and so the Japanese also underestimated that. But yeah, that was also, and the thing is, even the Nazis were surprised. And the Nazis didn't think that Japan even had capabilities to attack Pearl Harbor. So even they were surprised when the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor. So racism did play a bit in that. Gil Tendi. Well, no, the planes that were coming in during Pearl Harbor, they saw those planes, but they thought they were American planes. Because Pearl Harbor is it was in the Hawaii, it was just in the middle of the ocean, and so you don't think that a bunch of planes are just going to come out of nowhere and just start bombing you. You don't expect that. At least not the average American expected that to happen. And so the Japanese planes got through a lot of the defenses at Hawaii because we didn't see that coming. But I'm saying is that the American government and the media underestimated the Japanese empire's technological capabilities. And so they didn't think that the Japanese were capable of an attack like that, but the Japanese very much were, and they were prepared, and they planned an attack, and there was that. Well, Graves was a scumbag in Modern Warfare. What do I think of Hoover? I think Hoover was Hoover was a foolish president. Hoover was not a good president. Hoover was a complicated man because Hoover was a great leader when it came to foreign policy. He was good for foreign policy, dealing with other countries. But he was terrible when it came to domestic policy, just terrible. Hoover's greatest accomplishment was the Hoover Dam. He built the Hoover Dam, but the thing is, though, he paraded around the Hoover Dam, and he would talk about the Hoover Dam, and he would say, oh, I built the Hoover Dam. But the thing about that is that the Hoover Dam was just one accomplishment. The vast majority of the people were struggling. They were poor during the Great Depression. And so they didn't think that Hoover cared. And so those little shanty towns that people lived in, they called them Hoovervilles, to believe